just need to tell you how liberating that was for me once I realized that I didn't need to track the calories, I didn't need to weigh the food, I didn't need to do all those things. Like, it didn't have to be that complicated. It can be simple, right? And it's such a liberating feeling knowing that now, that like I can keep it simple. I don't have to overcomplicate the process, and I can still make progress. I can still move in the right direction.
Right. Hey, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, and in today's video we are going to discuss calorie tracking, especially if you are eating out in restaurants. And joining me today, I've got my good friend, coaching student, and also head coach who's working with me with the Muscle After 40 Blueprint. This is Jeff Samatero. All right, he's helping me out, and we're hanging out here now in Nashville. We're down here, we were attending a fitness conference. So for the past 3 days, we've been in there learning from some of the best in the fitness industry on how to become better coaches. So even your muscle building coach is getting coaching. And I'm helping Jeff step up his game to become a better coach as well. So trying to step it up to deliver better content for you. But this particular topic today now about calorie counting, this was something that one of my coaching students, Mike, responded to me today. And he was saying, like, I'm eating a calorie deficit and I'm not losing weight. And he's very strict with counting the calories, tracking his macros, and MyFitnessPaling it and everything else. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Like, I mean, how can you have the numbers and not lose weight? Right? Like, have you ever used MyFitnessPal?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I did, for a little while there.
So, like, just explain that for a bit. Like, how did that work for you? Like, the whole weighing, measuring, calculating.
Well, it was hard for me because I just wasn't very disciplined with just recording everything I was putting into my mouth into the app. So
easier to put it in your mouth than it is to put it in the app.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And then thinking about like how much the food weighs and what the portion size is, everything, and then also it's like in my head I just kind of viewed it as a guess, a rough estimate at best, right?
Okay.
So I tried it out, but I found I was more successful with just going with how I feel when I'm eating.
We'll get into that in a bit more detail here, or a bit later on, I should say.
Sure.
Because that's where we're taking this, right? Is into not really relying on the numbers, because a lot of times those numbers are not truly accurate. In Mike's case, he's one of my students. We've been working together for several months now, and I was reviewing his FitnessPal logs. And there was a lot of restaurant meals in there. And then it got me thinking about restaurant meals, because just because the menu says, hey, there's 500 calories in this, or there's 600 calories in that, or whatever, like, it could easily vary from meal to meal. I mean, I know when I'm making a meal, it could vary from meal to meal. So I started to do a bit of research and deep dive into this, and I want to share this with you. So this is a bit of Googling research that I did. The FDA gives restaurants leeway, and there's no regulation on how many calories listed on the menu can actually, on how much the calories listed on the menu can vary from what's actually in the dish. The guideline, their rule, if you will, is they have to be reasonable. So as long as it's reasonably accurate, now I don't know what your definition of reasonable happens to be, but as long as it's reasonably accurate, it's okay. Bottom line, there's no set accuracy count. Like, it's a ballpark, it's a guesstimate at best. And I was looking up some actual numbers of people who've analyzed different foods from restaurants and compared it to what the label says, or what the menu says, what MyFitnessPal says, versus what you're actually putting in your mouth if you order that off the menu. And they gave an example there, like a particular chicken soup. I'm going to post down in the description below all this stuff, right? So I'll have all this down there. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to say it out loud. So there's a particular restaurant, a garden restaurant, that has a chicken soup. And they claim it to be 250 calories. When they tested it, it was actually just under 500 calories. So almost double the listed numbers.
Yep.
There was another soup they had. It was a low-calorie one, listed as 100 calories per bowl. The actual calorie count came back as 265 calories per bowl, so more than double what the claims calories was. There was another place that had a chicken salad listed at 672 calories. It ended up having over 500 calories more in that. So almost double, right? So you think you're eating 600 calories. In reality, you're eating well over 1,000 calories, almost 1,200 calories there. There was another one again. This particular rice dish listed at 400. I'm getting my numbers screwed up. It lists 190 calories. It had over 470 calories, so more than double. So, the list goes on and on. Now, that doesn't mean all restaurants are wrong, right? Like, that's part of the stuff I was reading up. They say, like, some are quite accurate, like sometimes within 10% of what they actually say, which is really, I would consider that reasonable.
Sure.
But bottom line, there's a lot out there that are not, and they could be literally double what you're consuming. So if you're relying on the numbers and you're not seeing the results, then that could be your problem. The information you're tracking is not accurate information, either the calories consumed or your calorie expenditure, what you think your basal metabolic rate isn't accurate. So in your case, Jeff, how do you track your calories and how do you know if you're making progress or not based on what I've taught you? Let's putting you on the spot. See if the student can become the master here.
Well, the short answer to how I track my calories is I don't track.
Okay. Well, how do you know if you're making progress or not? Let's unpack that.
Well, so when I was going through my fat loss journey and I was trying to lose weight, what I would do is I would leave a pen and a notebook in my bathroom next to my bathroom scale.
Yep.
And what I would do is every day in the morning when I woke up, I would jot down my weight. And then every night before bed, I would jot down my weight too. And it would vary like 5 pounds, right, here and there, right, between when I woke up and the night and everything.
Just weight fluctuation.
Right, weight fluctuation. And then I would look at the numbers over the course of weeks, months, things like that. And then I would look at the long-term average of the weight, right?
Okay,
to see that the trend was moving in the right direction, right? And if I saw that the trend was moving in the right direction, then I knew I was on the right track.
Yes.
If I noticed that it wasn't moving in the right direction, I'd send you a message and be like, hey Lee, what's going on? Like, how come I'm not losing X amount of weight? And of course, sometimes you talk me off of the ledge and you'd be like, you just have to be more patient, right, Jeff? It's only been, a couple days.
Right. Yeah, sometimes there was situations like that, yeah.
But there were also some situations, too, where I thought something was a certain calorie amount. I thought something was okay. And then after talking to you about it, contacting you and getting your feedback on it, you put to light in actuality what really the calories were like, right?
Right. Kind of like we're unpacking this. Like we think we're eating 500 calories from a restaurant when in reality you might be eating 1,000 calories.
Right, yeah. There's a huge disconnect sometimes between like what you think the calories are and what they actually are, right?
So getting back to it, you mentioned that you don't count calories, and for the record, I don't count calories either. I don't track. I go by a different measurement, if you will, and it's a more sustainable one. But how do you go about it? Like, I wanted to see if it's the same as mine. I'm pretty sure it will be, but like, how do you go about it?
I try to fill up on mostly unprocessed foods, right? I try to fill up on the good stuff, right? Like, I know that 500 calories of chicken breast and vegetables and good, healthy, whole foods like that, right, is going to satiate me, fill me up more than 500 calories of fats and oils and cheese, things like that, right? So,
perfect example, yeah.
So I go by how I feel, right? I eat slowly, I pay attention to how my body feels, right? I pay attention, and I try to eat the right kinds of foods, and when I feel full, I know that, hey, that's the time to cut it off, right? And I'm not worried about the calories or anything like that because I know that I did my part. I'm eating the right foods, and I'm eating them in the right amounts because I'm listening to my body, and I'm letting that tell me when it's time to stop.
That's awesome. I love how you do that, and that's exactly the way that I go about it myself. So eating those natural unprocessed foods, it's very hard to get fat because you ate too many vegetables. Like I have not met anybody yet. Like I've never once seen someone who's like say 300 pounds morbidly obese or anything like that. Like someone who's really, really big, and they say, "Oh man, I got to cut back on the vegetables." Right? I've been binging on broccoli, man. I got to lay off the vegetables. Went to the doctor, said, "Man, you got to lose weight, lay off the vegetables." Like I've never heard that happen before.
No.
Right? Maybe there's one in a billion out there who that's happened, but I've never heard it. Right? So vegetables, filling up on the vegetables. The same with protein, like lean protein. I'm not talking protein as in like pepperoni and greasy T-bone steaks and cheeseburgers, like like
stuff, right.
like lean protein sources. Again, your lean cuts of meat, your chicken, your fish, your egg whites, protein supplements, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So lean protein, fill up on the lean protein, fill up on the vegetables. Like that's my foundation.
Right.
I'm sure most people who follow my stuff heard me say, like, protein and veggies with every meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally do that. Protein and veggies with every meal. Whether that's solid food protein and solid food vegetables, chicken and salad, meat and vegetables, whatever, some sort of protein and veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I can't have the solid food protein and solid food veggies, then I'll have a supplemental protein, like supplement protein shake or protein bar or something like that, and supplemental veggies, like a greens supplement, greens powder, something along those lines. So not getting solid food protein veggies, I'm getting supplemental protein and veggies. But every meal, I strive to have protein and veggies. Now, it's not always perfect, but it's good enough, but good enough consistently. And most of the time it's that way.
Right.
And just by doing that and then keeping active, exercising every day, whether it's getting outside for a walk, whether it's working out in the gym, like we're here right now, or going out for a bicycle ride or something, as long as I'm exercising every day, so I'm expending more calories, I'm filling up on those natural unprocessed foods, it usually works. Like that's like the 80-20 rule, like that's the, that covers the 80%.
Yeah.
Like that usually just eating the natural unprocessed foods and exercising every day. It's hard to get fat doing that.
Yeah.
It really is.
Right.
And if you are or not losing weight, then we need to kind of do a deeper dive and really, look under the hood, so to speak, and like what is it that you're eating, where are you struggling, where could we make some tweaks and adjustments, because there could be some things that you're eating that you're unaware of. This could be holding your progress back. And I know in your case, when you went through your program, there were some times like that. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
like it's simple. Like I'll give you some prime example. Like oils. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I put olive oil on everything because olive oil is a nice heart-healthy oil. I eat a Mediterranean diet. Drizzle my salad with olive oil. I drizzle whatever my vegetables with olive oil. Olive oil is just as calorie dense as any other oil.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's still calories in, calories out. Whether it's healthy or right. Healthy fat is still fat.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to be careful with stuff like that. You can still
Yeah.
have too much of a good thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, like 1 tablespoon of olive oil is about like 200 calories, something like that. I mean,
And that depends on the size of the spoon. Actually, remember one of our guys in our group, Craig, posted, a tablespoon, and he put down like 3 spoons, what people would consider a tablespoon, like the spoon you would eat off, and like he put a couple different serving spoons or eating spoons, and then an actual tablespoon.
Yeah.
And the actual measured tablespoon was the smallest one of them all. So like even that can be confusing and misleading. Right?
Yeah, right. And it's not to say that you can't have those things, right? But just being aware of it and knowing that, right? You can be a little bit more conservative with it when you do choose to use it, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So bottom line, the thing that I really liked what you said is you were tracking your progress, and if the trend is moving in the right direction, you're on the right track.
Right.
You're averaging a calorie deficit. Like the numbers don't lie.
Right.
If you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight over time.
I just need to tell you how liberating that was for me once I realized that I didn't need to track the calories. I didn't need to weigh the food. I didn't need to do all those things. Like, it didn't have to be that complicated. It can be simple, right? And it's such a liberating feeling knowing that now, that like I can keep it simple. I don't have to overcomplicate the process, and I can still make progress. I can still move in the right direction.
Right. Good enough, but good enough consistently. That's our philosophy here. Now, if you would like some help actually implementing what we're talking about here, because I know like we're kind of just scratching the surface and there's way too much to cover in a single YouTube video, but if you would like some help and like do a deep dive into your own situation and kind of like brainstorm what it is you're doing, what it is you're trying to achieve, and see if we can come up with a realistic action plan to help you move in the right direction towards your fitness and fat loss goals, then feel free to send me an email. Like, I'm going to put my contact information down below. Feel free to drop me a line, email me, and we can have a chat, discuss your situation, and if you want, we could even probably jump on a phone call or something and do a strategy session and really see if we can come up with a realistic action plan that works for you to help you move in the right direction towards reaching your fitness and fat loss goals. So if you want some help with this, feel free to reach out. Do that, email me. And in the meantime, if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel. What else should they do?
Hit that bell notification.
Bell notification.
Right?
What else should they do?
Give it a thumbs
Give
up.
it a
Give it a
thumbs
thumbs
up.
up.
Give it a thumbs up. Right? Smash the thumbs up button, the bell notification, all that foolishness. Do it. Right? So you get notified when we add new videos to the channel. And stay tuned for the next video because we're going to be having a lot more content coming your way. All right. Have yourself a good one. Take care. Over and you can even do it with me.
Yeah.
Take care. Over and out.